qualifying in Ontario, and today we will be discussing about stress and anxiety and how you can use your own strength and capabilities, qualities, if you want to better cope with stress and anxiety using solution-focused brief therapy approach. Oftentimes we focus more on the problems and what's going wrong and what is bad, and we forget to pay attention to what's solutions and what might go right and how we can solve the problems. And according to this approach, there are certain times of exceptions when problems are occurring less, and focusing on those exceptions and thinking about a history of the outcome. For instance, if you want to be less anxious about the times when this your desired outcome was already present, can help you to find some new insights, inspiration, motivation, and solutions for yourself. And this research and approach was first developed by Kim Bang and Steve Shazer in the 1980s. And this approach is also one of bases of coaching, and it's built on radical premise, and it analyzes instead of analyzing the problem, it focuses on solutions and possible strategies that might help you to find the solutions. And it bases its roots in hope and believing that people are capable of finding their own solutions, and they are resilient, they are capable of overcoming challenges. And also it respects humans' autonomy, and we are being respectful in therapy when we are using this approach. And we are also focusing on exceptions and times when your desired outcome is present. So if you are here, probably you were feeling anxious and stressed lately. And so what would you like to experience instead? If, for instance, anxiety started to decrease slowly, what would you notice about yourself? Which version you would like to see? And if you were not feeling stressed, how you would like to feel instead? So some people are saying that they would like to feel less stressed, they would like to feel happy, more energetic, they would like to feel better, they want to see a more motivated version of you. So once you find out for yourself what exactly do you want, what exactly do you want to achieve, it's possible to think about describing those versions of you and seeking for times when this version of you was already showed up in the past. So what we are doing in therapy is that we are helping the people to understand what change they would like to see. And we are starting that change, we are linking it towards their identity, because when we want just certain hopes or we want some goals, this will not create a deep change, this will not create considerable change. But when we focus on a version of us that we want to become, and when we are thinking about who are we becoming while we are trying to achieve certain outcome, these outcomes are being titled and linked towards identity, and identity change creates bigger change and more lasting change. Therefore, we are helping the person, first of all, to understand what exactly do they want. So when you are saying, I don't want to be stressed, I don't want to be anxious, what do you want to be instead? How do you want to feel instead? And if you were already feeling, for instance, happier, what would you notice about yourself? Which version of you would be there, and what difference would it create in your life and the lives of other people, and what would be different about you? And if this version of you has to show up more often, what might be different? So these questions help you to think about possibilities, because when you are too much stuck on the problem, it's more difficult to think about something else, about different version of the story. And we forgot about different parts of us that were already present there, about successful parts. For instance, when we are anxious, we might be stuck on worried version of us, and it seems as if these worries, this anxiety are going to last forever. However, there are, of course, moments when the problem was less, when we were calmer, more confident, when we were happier, more energetic. So remembering And reminding the person about those versions of themselves can help them to motivate and to expand their sense of self, and to focus and to remind them that they are capable, that they are resourceful, and to think about different versions of them and to focus on it. Because according to research, when we are constantly thinking about certain things, our minds start to focus on those details that we are seeking. So during the solution focused brief therapies, we are helping the client to notice positive versions of themselves, or the times when they succeeded, when they were successful, when they were happy, when they were confident, and when this desired outcome was already present there. So and according to research, when a person is able to slowly go into the future to describe the change they want to see, to describe themselves, and how also others would see them, and how they would perceive them, and what change it can create in their lives, they are starting to notice some possibilities, and this would make them more likely to take action in real life. And also, while thinking about the future, we're also considering possible barriers. And for instance, when clients are telling us that this is something that is not possible, that they don't know, we are being patient with them, and believing in them even when the clients, the patient, don't believe in themselves. And this genuine connection and belief and hope would also bring confidence to the people, and would help them to love themselves, to be kind towards themselves. And when people are able to experience positive emotions, according to research, they are more likely to change, they are more likely to take action, because when there are positive feelings, emotions are present, people can better think about what's possible. And when they are stressed, when they are anxious, they are more stuck on the problem, on complications or challenges. So each time when we are using resource talk, when we are helping the people to realize their capabilities, talents, qualities, and we are reminding them about their evidence of success, about evidence of capability, we are helping them to become more confident. They start to believe that change is possible, and slowly, first of all, they are able to describe the change, and speaking about the change, thinking about the change would make it more likely for them to try to change. And after that, we are going into the history of outcome and helping the people to understand what was different during those times when this desired outcome was present. For instance, what helped you to stay calm or happy or confident even when stress or anxiety was there? Which qualities, which strategies did you use for that to happen? Who was there with you? Who helped you? Which environments helped you? Who contributed? And uh, this helps the people to realize what helped them, what made it possible for them to achieve this outcome. And as a result, this would also help them to describe if this desired outcome was already present, if they already started to be confident, started to be less anxious, calm, or happy, how would they know that this version of them is there? What others would notice about them? So these kind of questions are helping the person to describe themselves and to see themselves from different perspectives, and they don't get stuck on the problem or on the problematic version of themselves, but they are able to see themselves as capable, as capable of achieving the change, achieving the version of themselves. So, and this talk is inspiring. It's helping the people to believe in themselves, in their capabilities. And another detail that is relevant to social focused brief therapy, that we don't assign assignments if the client doesn't want or they don't ask. And because when, according to this approach, if we are setting assignment and if the client is not able to accomplish it, then they might feel shameful about it or they might feel bad. Therefore, we are assigning assignment just when the client are asking how they can do this. And again, we're not giving any suggestions. We are giving autonomy to the client and saying that they are capable of finding their own solutions. And by asking different types of questions, we are helping the client to discover what they really want and how they can achieve this. And even during times when the people, they don't believe in their capabilities, they don't believe in change, we keep believing in them, and we don't believe that this is not possible. And this also becomes one of inspiring, motivating points that creates change. So I hope that this webinar was helpful for you. And if you have any questions, or if you are willing to learn more about this approach or different challenges, don't forget to share your questions and your suggestions in the comments. Take good care of yourself, and see you in the next sessions again. Bye for now.
Do you want to see Chef Kitty's new look? Are they working on Chef Kitty's new look? Chef Kitty, okay, I'll wear my favorite shoes.